Well, hello. This is my entry for April 10th, 2020. Fourth week of the coronavirus stay at home, social distancing, all that good stuff. Today, we're coming back to basic. We've done a lot of music, we've done some other activities, so it's time to come back to what I do, which is martial art and self-defense. But today I want to go back and address the basics of elbow strikes. A lot of people know about the elbow. A lot of people, even people who don't know anything about martial art, self-defense, watch the UFC, watch some MMA, and you'll hear them give advice. And when you are in a fight, use your elbow, use your knee. But it's not as simple as that. You need to know how to use it. You need to know when to use it, and you need to know what not to do, and what can enhance your elbow. This is why we're doing this. We're doing a basic tutorial on what are some of the do's and don'ts when it comes to fighting using your elbow. First, the pros and cons of elbow. The pros of using your elbow is that your elbow is one of the hardest joints on your body. When you hit someone with your elbow, it's almost like hitting them or stabbing them with a blade or a spear. Uh, it's a very sharp, pointed piece of bone uh, that can do an awful lot of damage to a person. And it's relatively low risk in that if you hit it right, if you hit with the right part of your elbow, you can hit a lot of hard objects without actually hurting yourself that much. Take this medicine ball, for example. It's really hard. This thing is quite solid. Now, if I take my knuckles, it starts to hurt. Like, even with my gloves on, it hurts my knuckle when I have to go full force on this thing. But if I was to, let's see if I can do it at this angle. I hit it with my elbow. I can do this all day long. Maybe tomorrow I wouldn't be able to move my arm, but the fact of it is, if I have to hit something solid in a fight, like someone's skull, or someone's hip bone, or someone's rib cage, or someone's clavicle, I much rather do it with my elbow than my knuckles, because the elbow doesn't really do that much damage to myself. Another pro of a good elbow strike is it's quick. It's actually quite difficult to defend against. Now, the cons of an elbow strike, the problem that you may run into, one of the most obvious is range. If I stand at the arm's length away, I can still hit the target. I have a lot of room to move. I can hit, I can step, I hit, I can step. I have a lot of room to keep myself safe. And if I had a working pair of eyes, like most of you viewing this video, then that will allow me to see what my opponent's going to do. I'm far out like this, an arm's length away. If I want to try to get an elbow in there, it's hard. The range is just too short. Uh, as you can see, ridiculous. I have to hop forward. I have to shuffle in. I have to get in close to my opponent to almost half a length, half an arm distance. This is where I can put my elbow to work. Obviously, at that distance, you run the risk of getting grabbed, getting clinched up, getting kicked, getting taken down. The person may be better at throwing their elbows and knees than you are. So it's a risk when you go in for that elbow. Another problem that I see happen a lot is when elbow strike miss. As you can see, what happened to me is when I miss, I run the risk of throwing myself off balance. Now I am almost have my back to my opponent, my rib cage, my kidney wide open. So that's something you have to plan for. Yes, that's almost no distance, ground zero, point blank fighting, and the overshooting, the missing, and how to adjust for that. So those are some of the pros and cons of the elbow strike. Now, let's talk about the two different kinds of elbow usage. When it comes to elbow fighting, there's offensive and defensive. The offensive is pretty simple, of course. I want to hit someone with my elbow before they can hit me. And I want to hit someone with my elbow without them being able to hit me back. The defensive is also very simple in concept. It takes longer to practice. When you want to fight defensively with your elbow, all you are doing is interpose your elbow between you and whatever is going to hit you. Someone going to throw a kick, I want to put my elbow between me and the kick. Not straight arm. I don't want to block it with the arm straight. That's going to break my arm. I want to keep my arm bent 90 degrees or more. Elbow. I want to meet that kick with my elbow. Someone throw a punch. I want to meet that fist with my elbow. Someone come in and try to headbutt me. I want to meet that head with my elbow. Someone trying to throw an elbow with me. Someone trying to throw an elbow at me. Well, I don't want to meet elbow with elbow. That's another story for a different day. But basically, when you're defending with your elbow, you have to get used to quick angle change. Wherever the strike is coming, wherever you think the strike is coming, you want to put your elbow there. That's it. If you have a partner that you're practicing with, this is a little trick. Don't make your partner swing hard, right? It's not necessary. If I'm practicing, if I'm helping someone practice with their elbow, I'm not going to go like, oh, I'm not going to swing hard. I'm not going to swing hard. You know why? Because if I swing hard and they do succeed to put their elbow there, I get hurt. And if it starts to hurt too much, I won't be able to help them, right? So if I'm helping someone practice with blocking with their elbow, I'm going to do quick, light attacks. Smack. Quick, light little jabs. Quick, light pat on the face. Pat on the obliques. Kick. Everything nice and light, but quick. You want to help them be able to get their elbow there in time, right? Obviously, you don't want to start like ninja, quick draw kind of thing. obviously, all that's going to do is frustrate the heck out of your partner. Okay? Start slow. Exaggerate your motion when you're helping someone practice so they can get used to it before trying to go crazy on them. Now let's look at some of the basics of elbow strikes. There's not a heck of a lot I can teach you here with elbow defense without an active partner to actually throw punches. But I can show you some of the do's and don'ts on the striking part. When you're throwing an elbow, it's important to always imagine you're going to miss. Actually, that is true for any kind of strike. Whatever strike you're going to throw out there, have your next step and the step after planned in your head. Because if you think that I'm going to throw this elbow and that person is going to fall down and I'm going to walk away, you are planning for disaster because most of the time the fight is not going to go that way. You may throw this elbow at the wrong time and the person blocks it. Like if I'm too close, my elbow is not even going to hit the person. The person's body blocks my forearm. Okay? Then what I'm going to do if I don't have the next step and stuff like that planned out. So always plan to miss. If I throw this elbow out, I'm already planning, okay, what am I going to do if I miss, right? I swing, I plan for it, and if I do miss, I come back, grab the person behind the neck, elbow, elbow, elbow. We're still sticking to the elbow fighting basic, but plan for when you miss. Swing, miss, boom, come back, hit it with the elbow, with the back elbow. Huh? Always plan for failure. Then all the surprises will be good ones. Another thing to keep in mind when you hit when you hit someone with your elbow, you want it to be this pointy part right at the corner. Use your finger and feel where your upper arm and your forearm make that corner. This sharp bit, that is where you want to hit. Not here on the forearm, not here on the tricep. Right? You hit someone with your forearm, you hit someone with your tricep. All that does is piss them off. Not going to do much of anything. Two more points, and I'm going to bid you farewell for now. Point number 3. When you throw an elbow, make sure to cover your face. When I throw an elbow, punching, throwing an elbow, my hands are still here, protecting my face. Don't do something crazy like dropping your hand. Big elbow, dropping your hand, big elbow. That's a no-no. Because you're not taking into account that the other person is going to try to hit you back. You drop your hand, you do that big elbow, this whole section, side of your head, your face, wide open. Huh? No matter what kind of elbow you're throwing, always remember to cover your face, your face, your face, your face. My hand do not move from my face when I throw an elbow. No matter if it's straight elbow, no matter if it's side elbow, no matter if it's up elbow, overhead elbow, no matter if it's back elbow, my hand always stay here by my face. Remember that, very important. The last point, and this is going to help out those of you that actually have a punching bag, a heavy bag that you can practice on. When you throw an elbow, clench your shoulder and chest. Keep everything tight when you throw that elbow. Why? Because a lot of people, when they throw that elbow, you probably wouldn't be able to see that on the camera, but when you don't clench everything up, it will drive your shoulder blade back. Watch how my shoulder move back. move back. That's no good. You're going to hurt yourself. Eventually, you'll develop a pain in your back right by the shoulder blade. So when you throw that elbow, keep everything tight, nice and tight. Don't let that shoulder go back. Don't let the force drive your shoulder back. That shoulder should go forward. That shoulder should go forward. That shoulder should go forward. Alright? Once I establish that elbow, once I establish the attack, this straight line, elbow up to my shoulder, up to my core, and then to my leg. This whole thing should be a line. Right? My shoulder shouldn't be coming back when I make contact with my elbow. Obviously, there's a lot more to elbow strike, but I don't want to overwhelm everybody. So we'll leave it at that. Have fun practicing your elbow defense and your elbow strikes. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll see you guys on the next entry.